Hey guys, what's up and welcome to my podcast where we talk about adulting and student life. Now, if you are new to this channel or to this podcast, this is already our second episode. Now, if you are interested to listen to our first episode, I will be providing the link of the first episode on the description box below so that you will also be able to listen to our first episode. The past few weeks, there were already some universities who have already announced or released test results for evaluation or entrance examination or admission tests. However, although there were students who were able to meet the requirements given by these universities, there were those students who unfortunately failed to meet the criteria set by these universities. Hence, they were not able to pass the evaluation or the admission test conducted by these universities. Kaya naman, for this episode, allow me to share to you some tips or guide on what you should do if ever you failed an evaluation or an entrance examination. Now, you have two options. Now, the first one is to take alternative methods other than the evaluation or the admission exam or entrance exam. And the second option is to let go. Let's first go to the first option, which is to take alternative method other than the admission exam or evaluation. So if ever you received a message or you were notified that you were not able to meet the qualification or criteria, let's say for example, the required test score for said university, what you should do is to ask the university, maybe look for the department which supervises the admission test or evaluation, and ask them about the possible alternative method other than the entrance examination or evaluation which you can take in order for you to be allowed to study at said university. And normally, yung method na binibigay or alternative method na binibigay ng university are the following. So, the first one is wait list. So, by the word itself, wait list, you will wait na may student or students na nakapasa pero they will not pursue or proceed with the admission. Ibig sabihin, they decided not to enroll with said university. And by reason of that, mabibigyan ka ng slot or there is a possibility na mabigyan ka ng slot ng university and allow you to enroll. However, when it comes to this method, medyo risky kasi there is a possibility na hintay ka ng hintay with said university na mabigyan ka ng slot to the extent na hindi ka na nakapag-enroll dun sa ibang university. Kasi those universities na naipasa mo might have already started with their enrollment process. So baka masayang lang yung effort mo when it comes to the other universities na naipasa mo naman. So sayang yung opportunity. Now, the second one is reconsideration. As far as I know, when it comes to reconsideration, what you will do is to send a letter or a request to the university for them to reconsider your test scores. Now, lastly, when it comes to the University of the Philippines College Admission Test or UPCAT, if ever you failed said admission, you can pursue your first semester from other university and transfer to UP. Ibig sabihin magiging transfer student ka provided that you meet number 1, the grade requirement. Now during our time, in order for you to transfer to UP, you should have a general weighted average of DOS and higher and must have a grade of DOS and higher for each subject. So ibig sabihin pag yung GWA mo is below DOS, hindi ka papayagan to transfer. Or kapag may isa ka lang na subject na below DOS, baka mahirapan ka to transfer to UP. Now, aside from the grade requirement, during our time, you should also be able to comply with the requirements set by the college. So let's say, for example, you are planning to transfer to College of Communication, you should comply with the requirements set by said college. Like for example, if they like to conduct essay writing, so you need to pass the essay writing. If you need to pass interview, you need to pass the interview in order for you to transfer to University of the Philippines. However, the problem when it comes to transferring, and this is also the reason why I opted not to transfer, is because of the possibility that the subjects which you have already taken from your previous school might not be credited when you transfer to UP. Ibig sabihin, there is a possibility na you go back to 0. So kung if okay lang yun sa'yo na you stay with UP for 5 years or you study college for 5 years, if that's okay with you, then so be it. You try to transfer and you transfer to UP. Pero in my case, I opted not to na mag-risk pa for another year because I already wanted to graduate as soon as possible. If kayang 4 years, di 4 years na lang. And if I should transfer to UP, baka maging 5 years. So, matadagdagan pa ng 1 year. And because of that, just like what I said, I opted not to transfer to UP because of that possibility na the subjects which I have already taken with my previous school might not be credited. Again, consult first with the university kung ano ba yung mga alternative methods that you can take other than the admission test or admission exam. Kasi you never know, baka may mas madali palang way or method that you can take, and you should contact them in order for you to verify if these universities also apply those alternative methods which I mentioned. Kasi baka si University A, for example, di sila tumatanggap ng waitlist. Si University B, for example, ayaw nila ng reconsideration. Si University C, di sila tumatanggap ng transfer students. So, for each universities, nagkakaiba sila ng methods or criteria. So, if ever you were not able to meet their criteria, for example, or you failed to meet their criteria, or you were not able to pass their admission test, again, the first thing that you need to do is to contact them, verify and confirm what are the alternative methods that you can take aside from the admission test. Let us now go to the second option, which is to let go. Now, this is the option which I chose back then, I think around 2013 or 2014. Back then, I was told to apply for reconsideration or waitlist. Kasi sabi nila, try ko lang daw kasi sayang yung test score. Kasi mataas naman yung average. However, the problem was, hindi nakakota yung score. So, they told me na itry mo lang mag-apply for waitlist or reconsideration. However, the problem was, doon naman sa isang university, nag-start na yung enrollment process. And doon sa university na yon, which I am a graduate of, meaning yun talaga yung pinili ko, may specific dates lang in which you need to finish said enrollment process and to submit requirements. So yun yung choices na I have to make. It's either I apply for waitlist or I grab the opportunity and enroll dun sa isang university. Which, just like I said, yun yung ginawa ko. At that time, I have to let go due to the reason that, as far as I can remember, parang nga naisip ko nun is, sayang. Kasi if I will apply for waitlist or reconsideration, what if hindi naman ako matanggap? 'Di ba? Kasi just like what I said, maghihintay ka na may student na mag-withdraw and hindi mag-apply for said school para mabigyan ka ng slot. So at that time, I cannot take such risk. So I enroll and I proceeded rather to the enrollment process dun sa isang university because I think at that time, that was the best option for me. Kasi nandun na nakapasa ka na, yung grades, halos lahat ng requirements na meet mo naman, kailangan mo na talaga mag-enroll, and after that, nakapasok ka na sa one of the top 5 universities here in the Philippines. So at that time, I grabbed the opportunity and I decided to let go and not to apply for waitlist and reconsideration. So meaning when it comes to these options, option 1 and option 2, option 1, you apply for alternative method. Option 2, you let go. When it comes to these options, what you need to consider is your current situation. Kaya mo ba mag-apply for alternative method? Or should you already let go because you have priorities that you need to take? So I think that's the factor that you need to consider when it comes to choosing between option 1 and option 2. Now, before I end this podcast, I would like to give you a reminder that after taking almost 10 college admission tests or 8 college admission tests, I realized that failing a college admission test does not automatically mean that you are not smart or hindi ka matalino. But sometimes, hindi lang talaga nag-match yung knowledge mo sa admission test administered by the university. Kasi after taking, just like what I said, 8 to 10 college admission tests, there I realized na each university have a different set of questions and have a different method of determining kung sino yung mga students that they will allow to enroll with them. If ever you failed a college admission test or entrance examination, or let's say you failed evaluation, kasi evaluation na yung ginagamit ng ibang university, use it as a motivation for your next admission test and assess and evaluate the reasons why you failed said exam, so that for your next examination, you will not commit the same mistakes again. And that's it for our podcast. I hope may natutunan kayo with this episode. Now, if you have any question, you can comment it down in the comment section down below. And if you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, which you can find on the lower right portion of this video. I mean, lower left portion of this video. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, which you can find in the lower right portion of this video, so that you will always be updated whenever I upload new videos or podcasts.